ally of the community.
Okay. If you had a son, then he was like, you had a son, he was gay, you'd be like, oh man, you don't want a grandkid?
No problem with it.
Oh man, well, dude, you're a weak man, dude. You're part of the problem. You elected Justin Trudeau. Like, when he sees the bank accounts, like, you're just pathetic. And the fact that you have no backbone, and has he shut down your country and seized bank accounts? You ask me some stupid like that, go yourself. Move the on, man.
Answer the question.
Look, regardless of what you think about this guy, regardless of what you think about his tone or his demeanor or whatever, and what he said has nothing to do with politics, right? So you don't have to be a certain belief because you're on a certain side. Regardless of what you think of any of that, you have to give credit where credit is due. That in the year 2024, like, who knows how many freaking years into this whole cancel culture BS that we really are, you got to appreciate that there are still people who are not afraid to be themselves, to speak their mind, to be honest with you and everyone who's listening that, what it is that they actually believe. You don't have to agree with what they believe, but that is, I think, a commendable trait. And, it's amazing, really. We live in a time where a reporter is not a reporter anymore. They are agenda-driven tools. All they are is tools or weapons of a profit-driven, culture-destroying corporate machine. And they're asking questions like a reporter, yeah, but that guy's question was designed to do one of two things. Either pacify and silence that fighter, back him into a corner and make him shut his mouth, or get him on the record in a particular way so that the machine could literally have its sacrifice, because that's what the machine needs to survive. But it backfired. And it did not work. It didn't even work a little bit. The guy stayed basically uncancelable. And it all happened in freaking Canada, of all places, like as if they don't have enough issues, like the guy said. So what does the machine do in this case when it's denied its sacrifice that it needs to survive? It doesn't give up, man. It tries again. And to the machine's credit, it didn't give up. And this time it's come for Dana White. And it thought surely that the CEO, the boss, the man really with everything to lose, he'll bend the knee, right? He has to bend the knee.
Did you ever consider going to those guys and saying, hey, this might be the one time you need to tone it down?
This might be the one time you need to what?
Tone it down, the trash talk.
I don't tell anybody to do anything. I don't try to control any other human beings in any way, shape, or form. They do it I say it all the time, we're in the fight business, and, if you get your feelings hurt that bad, you probably shouldn't ask the type of questions when you know the answer you're going to get from Strickland. Let's start there. You know what I mean? If you ask him, you know who he is, and if you ask him a certain question, he was baited in that question.
I'm not, sorry, my mistake. Not referring to that question, just, Strickland got a little...
I know what you're saying.
Okay.
I know what you asked me. It is what it is. It's the fight business, man.
Dana, I just want to go back. You were talking about, like, you obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say when they are up there with a UFC microphone, and you are getting into territory of homophobia, transphobia. Like, is there...
I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash?
I'm like...
Free speech. Control what people say. Going to tell people what to believe. Going to tell people... I don't fucking tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes on any of them. What is your question?
I was asking that question. I'll move on, though.
Yeah, probably a good idea. That's ridiculous to say I give somebody a leash. Free speech, brother. People can say whatever they want, and they can believe whatever they want.
Just think about that entire scene right there, right? You have a journalist who, if we're holding them to what their standard should be, what their responsibility really is, of all people in society, they probably depend the most and are the most important to this amazing concept that we all take for granted here, which is free speech. But you have this journalist essentially trying to silence speech. Maybe not himself. He wasn't trying to silence it, but he is basically advocating that one guy's views are unacceptable because he and the machine say so. And because of that, the entire scenario now somehow reflects on Dana White. And he's supposed to not only care about it, like really, really deeply care about it, but he has to prove that he cares about it. And more than that, he's got to do something about it. This from someone who is essentially supposed to be the guardian of free speech itself. And remember, with everything going on in the world today, you know, this is what they want to talk about. It's insane. I mean, the quote unquote controversial opinions of an American fighter in a country that the left has basically probably destroyed the most. That's what they choose to talk about. Amazing stuff. I mean, you just cannot make that stuff up. But that's just my take, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And if you haven't already, guys, be a part of the channel's growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, most importantly, share. This is going to be a really, really important time for conservative voices, and your support means a lot. I'll see you guys in the next one, guys. Keep the faith.